Check, check. Check. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor. My name is Linda. I'm your host today, and my co-host is Maria Datillo Roddy.
Rodi.
Roddy. Oh.
Well, it's really Dattilo Rodi.
Oh my
Like
goodness,
that.
the Italian. But you know, you have to do this, right?
Dattilo Rodi.
That's part of the pronunciation.
I should know that. I'm married to one.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, I would like to welcome everyone here as well as everyone online. It's so nice that we can communicate this way with, we can communicate with the whole world. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. So here at Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor, we draw upon the universal wisdom found at the heart of all the world's religions and offer a spiritually progressive, socially responsive, and radically inclusive approach to life that is as practical as it is mystical. We come here together to encourage and support one another in our individual spiritual journeys. Wherever you are in that process, we are glad that you joined us here today.
Today's music is being presented by Adam Bergman, and we are really happy to have you here today. He's got a wonderful voice, and he's able to push those buttons over there and know what to do. That's important. Thank you for being with us.
And he's got a great shirt on today.
And now I invite everyone to join us in prayer. So let's connect with that great God presence within us, above us, and all around us. Connect your feet to the floor and maybe place your hand on your heart. That always helps me. John 8:32 says, "And you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free." I free myself each time I remember my divine identity. Knowing spiritual truth is freedom. Each time the events of daily life, schedules, obligations, material limitations have me thinking life is small, I renew myself in prayer and remind myself that divine life is vast and divine life is limitless. I lift myself into this realm of God and feel it. And I invite you to feel that. Feel it. I fill my awareness. My mind opens and my heart expands as I feel truly free. The truth of me is I am a spiritual being, holy and eternally free. The presence and power of God is without limitation, and that presence and power is my very nature. Living from this truth puts the limits of the world in proper perspective. I affirm, as often as necessary, God is freedom, and I am free. I am so grateful this is the truth of my life. Amen.
Now, our prayer chaplain today is Susan Fabro. Susan, are you here? There she is. Raise your hand so everybody can see you. So Susan is available for prayer after the service in the prayer room upstairs on the second floor.
And we have a prayer request box. It's right over here, this wooden box that's sitting on the table here. And there's prayer request slips there. Please place your prayers in the prayer box, and our prayer chaplain team will hold those requests in prayer with you.
And also, we just want to remind you that here at Unity, there's online prayer 24/7, prayer support with Silent Unity, and you can phone 1-800-NOW-PRAY.
And now it's time for some music. Adam, what do you have for us?
Awesome. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Linda. Good morning, everyone here, and good morning at home. Beautiful August 17th, correct? Just making sure. We're midway into August and we're almost getting into fall at this point. And just like the seasons changing, it all comes down to perception in life. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And as the great quote stands, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. So let's sing about that quote and this song. Please rise if you wish to, and let's sing Change the Way.
Let's see, here, get my glasses.
What do you want? Where do you want to go? You'll get what you want if you act as if you know. It starts with you. Do you believe it? It's all in the way that you choose to see it. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 do. When you feel lost and you can't find your way, keep your eye on the prize. It will materialize. You can't miss. Change your perception, leading you in a new direction. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Change. You can do it. Change. Change. It's a sure thing. Change. Change. Expect a miracle change. Watch me change and look at things. The things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 do. Thank you. We love Miss Karen Drucker here at Unity and across Unity, and an artist that I've firmly enjoyed getting to know, really diving into the Unity archives over the last year. It's been really fun. This next artist, another beautiful song that's been covered by a bunch of these artists, Michael Gott and Karen and Faith Riviera. This one is particular to Faith Riviera. I absolutely love this one, especially when the light peers in the morning here at service. I couldn't think of a more beautiful Sunday morning song. And with these sunrises and sunsets all throughout August that are so beautiful. So let's go into ourselves and that inner child, hold that inner child's hand, and let's feel that, see that, know that light inside. This is I Am Light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. light, I am a light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I am not mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. Is all light. I am 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 the divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light. Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to just take. Oh. Well, that was beautiful, Adam. Just beautiful. I love that song. And in honor of that, I'm going to bring my purse. It's full of light. You see how it reflects the light? So I'm going to put it there so you can all see it.
Maria, everything you wear always gives off light. I love it.
I like my bling, eh? We all like our bling. It's about light. I don't know. That song always makes me feel quite like really impacting. It really makes me feel light and airy. Okay, so unity teaches that each person is a unique individual expression of God or the divine or whatever it is you call it, and that we create our experience of life according to the thoughts and feelings we hold in mind.
Unity was founded on prayer. We believe and teach that affirmative prayer and meditation changes us by raising our consciousness and helping us realize our connection with the divine and the truth of who we are.
Our affirmation for August is, I rest as the awareness in which abundance flows. Can you all please repeat that with me? I rest as the awareness in which abundance flows. Now, Adam is going to perform a special song for us. What are you going to do, Adam?
Thank you. Welcome again, everyone here and at home. Beautiful mid-August, Sunday, October 17th. I like saying the date because if we go back in archives, I want to remember this in 10, 20 years.
Right,
So
yes.
I like just to remind ourselves where we are in the year. And we're already past that halfway mark. And it's been a very eventful summer, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And we have to take those moments to remind ourselves, like the title of this next song, like, I'm alive. This is real. This is real to us. This is real to each other. And it's a blessing to be in this part of the world, just gratitude. We're around these beautiful 5 bodies of water that love to create such humidity, but I'm grateful for it. And we're border city. We're on indigenous land here of the 3 tribes fire confederacy. We have a lot to be grateful for, and we have to remind ourselves sometimes, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. So this is I'm Alive by Celine Dion. When you call on me, when I hear you breathe, I get wings to fly. I feel that I'm alive. When you look at me, and I can't touch the sky, I know that I'm alive. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you bless the day, I just drift away, and all my worries die. I'm glad that I'm alive, because you set my heart on fire, filled me with love, made from a woman on clouds above. I couldn't get much higher, my spirit takes flight, 'cause I am alive. When you call on me, when you call on me, when I hear you breathe, when I hear you breathe, I get wings to fly. I feel like I'm alive. When you bless the day, raising spirits high, God knows that I'll be the one standing by through good and through trying times. And it's only begun. I can't wait for the rest of my life. When you call on me, when you call on me, when you reach for me, when you reach for me, I get wings to fly. I feel that when you bless the day, when you bless the day, I just drift away, all my worries die. I feel like I'm alive, and I get wings to fly. God knows that I'm alive. Thank you. You never know how Celine Dion's going to come out at 10:30 in the morning, so thanks, everyone.
That was fabulous.
Yeah.
You're so good. I mean, that voice. Today, it is my pleasure to welcome back our guest speaker, Reverend Kathy Harwood Long, whose talk title will be Personal Will and Divine Will, Mastery or Misery. An ordained Unity minister, Kathy works as a mentor and emissary for sacred ecology, spirituality, and the new story of evolutionary change. Serving as president for the Great Lakes Unity region, a core team member of Unity Worldwide Ministries Earth Care, and on the Council of Elders at Upland Hills School and Ecological Awareness Center, she is a known presenter at Unity Worldwide Ministries, UWM conventions, and in many regions. Kathy invites systematic changes in the lives of individuals and spiritual communities for the sake of the earth and the children that inherit her. Thank you, Kathy, for being with us today. We're looking forward to your talk.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Well, good morning. We get situated, right? Everything is about preparation and consciousness and action. Today we get to be together, and I want to honor that out of 8+ billion people on the planet, we are drawn together. Let's just imagine that for a moment. What's creation up to? That out of 8+ billion people, we are drawn together. Of course, this includes the ones that are joining us perhaps right now and watching, and those that watch later, right? But I want to honor that. I want to honor that there is that which is greater than our personal will at work, okay? Took a little will to get out of bed this morning, didn't it? Go out in this 100% humidity, right? You know, and here we are. I also want to appreciate what drew me to this ministry years ago. Reverend Arlene, I call her Reverend, and that is because I, with many of you, we witnessed and we were a part of your ordination in this ministry. So thank you, Arlene, and for Reverend Jim Rosemergy that inspired us and that somehow was at work in our midst. Of course, Reverend David, who has invited me to come over and be a part of this year dedicated to really exploring and opening up our understandings of sacred ecology, what that means to us spiritually today, right? What's ours to be and do today. And then, lest I miss a rare opportunity, Mariette over here, our licensed Unity teacher in our Unity movement, conscious teacher, she and David and I participating in the conscious teacher sessions with Philip Moore, who was the director at that time at Upland Hills School, and the song I Am Light, which was all like a theme song for us. So we just know that there is so much that is already becoming conscious and aware as we join right now. You know, when I think about what it means to share with you today or at any time in the now here on planet Earth, I think of it as big work. It's big work. Like every single Sunday when I get ready to share with another group, I ask myself, like, you know, how do I do this? How do I presence so much that is going on for us on the planet right now? And it's not that I just want to do this with a positive spin, right? It's not that. It's just how to presence what's going on in us and through us and as us, knowing that it's big work. It's really big work. But at the same time to be encouraging. I want to be encouraging. And I had a week this week, which was, you know, filled with all kinds of unanticipated facets. I'm sure you did too. You kind of mentioned that, didn't you? I mean, so I was up on a ladder this week on my garage, scraping off the paint in my garage. It wasn't originally mine to do, but it became obvious that it was mine to do to get ready for the painter. And it was 90-degree plus heat index this week, right, in our wonderful Great Lakes bioregion with all our humidity. I did that for 3 days this week. And then there was a funeral in the middle, my daughter-in-law, my beautiful daughter-in-law's grandpa. And then there was last night visiting with a friend who's on hospice at her home. And through it all, you know, I found that those flashes of light, that inner prayer for the strength and the power to show forth, to be wisely guided, to do whatever was mine to do and show up in whatever way I could with serenity, peace, wisdom, compassion. That's my kind of week coming into today. And that's why I'm asking myself to lift up what can encourage me also. We're in this together, whatever we want to call it, a time of great change. Joanna Macy, those of you that know of her, a Buddhist, she was this woman that was a visionary and was out there working with so many people across the planet, inviting us to sacred ecology, right? Inviting us to understand that in our interdependence. And she also showed up this week. Well, she's been on my path for quite a while. She's the one that gave us a framework to understand our journey on the earth right now, which is, this is a time of the great unraveling. It's a time of unraveling of what we had built up in our conscious awareness so far, what we've been able to do as humanity, as a species so far. And then she also emphasizes that we are at that pivotal moment of the great turning. There's something so profound that we are co-creating, not just by ourselves as humans. That's our way to be very human-centric. We've got to constantly remember that we're a part of an infinite creative intelligence, and it is showing forth really like the will of the universe. Think of that for a moment. There's a great will that is at work. It's a great will. It may seem so difficult to understand this, right? Because we think like humans, and we make principles, scientific principles, we make stories that are human-centric and more. But imagine that the whole universe, with 3.9 billion years so far that we're aware of, is always at work in a direction, and that direction is for life. That's what Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, described as the power, the spiritual power that we are endowed with of will. It's his best way of describing it, is the idea of direction, that there is this movement and it is for life. So this is the time of the great turning, and Joanna Macy is very much on my mind and heart. She made her transition. She was in her 90s, and she left us so much to help us right now. And I was Phil Moore, where are you, Mariette? Philip Moore, the director from the Upland Hills School Community, the Ecological Awareness Center. He sent over a little text this week, or as a Facebook post, and he linked to Joanna Macy sharing, as she has so often since the 1980s when she worked as a Peace Corps volunteer in India. She shares the Shambhala prophecy. And maybe some of you are familiar with this prophecy, and there are many that can help us right now, right? Prophecy, as I understood it as a 20-something-year-old coming into Unity, is given so that we will change our ways. Not so that it will come true exactly as we hear it. But the prophet is really saying, hello, if you keep going in this direction, you're going to have this. So here's the prophecy, so you can be at work, do what's ours to do. And in the Shambhala prophecy, in that great Hindu tradition that comes through Buddhism, there are these words. And I'm reading directly now where she records it in her book called Active Hope. And I just kept saying, really, am I sharing that today? Okay, all right, I am. The prophecy suggests to us that the Shambhala warriors would come forth in the very, very dark time when we feel like we have only a string left to hold on, because everything and the leaders of our time and the technologies of the time would be working in destructive ways. Sounds familiar? But at that time, these Shambhala warriors will show forth, and that they would not dwell in one place. You couldn't go to a place to find them, and they wouldn't be wearing a certain garb where you would say, oh, that's a Shambhala warrior there. But she said that we are here together, that we are really rising together, and that we have certain weapons to help us as the Shambhala warriors. And I share this with you because it parallels so closely to Jesus rising up in his time of great oppression and being able to use those stories metaphysically to see the same weapons that are showing forth a awakened consciousness, right? The anointed one. So the Shambhala warriors are able to dismantle the systems that are leading to this destruction of species, destroying of the environment, the breaking down of the social kindnesses and of our compassionate ways and our crowdfunding for public television or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we have this tool, and one of the things that she says is that we have to remember this ancient word, manomaya, which means these are all man-made, human-made, and therefore we can be of a mind to change them. We can be of a mind that can change what we have made with our mind. Isn't that what you were mentioning earlier with one of the songs? It's what Unity and New Thought have been holding up for so long. We do the work in consciousness. We do this work in consciousness. And our tools for this time, our weapons for this time, very important to us. One of them is insight. It's wisdom, okay? It's wisdom, because that encourages us. When we have those insights and those flashes of awareness about what is ours to be and do and give and share, right? Our understanding of ourselves, which is so much more than just being a human, right? My self-interests, my selfish interests, my self-will. That's misery. We've all done it. We probably do it every day, right? I definitely know that I make all these efforts to care for creation, and then if I forget my mug, I'm going to Starbucks anyway, and I'm going to walk out of there with this little, it's like, okay, I'm making progress, though. I'm making progress. But there's a certain misery that is that compulsive way of the will. Like, I just want to have this little treat on my long drive over to Windsor. Most everywhere I drive is an hour or more to share at the different ministries. But the weapon of insight, she said, in the prophecy is cooling. It's interesting. Think of the mind, we have to think of the brain. We've got to kind of move that into the ancient Jewish word, which is mind, is actually heart-mind. How appropriate right now with all the studies that come through heart math and coherence, really moving into the mind of the heart. But she said those insights, because they're cooling, they require the other weapon, the weapon of compassion. Think of that word for a moment, passion, fiery, heat. But it's a coming together, actually, in our suffering. Being able to face into our suffering without fear. It'd be like Mother Teresa. I've been to the home for destitute and dying in India. And her way, and those sisters and the volunteers there, to know that, yeah, there's this fear going on about facing this, but all that compassion and that mercy warms us, right? And these are like the great weapons for this time. And my specific task, if you call it that, today, is to not only encourage, but to get us to imagine what can happen when we work with the power of will. So Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, was a mystic. There was a movie, a little short movie made of him. He didn't have any religious upbringing. He lived in northern Minnesota, the state of Minnesota. He was kidnapped by Indians that weren't really kidnapping him, but they borrowed him for a while. They often would do that. And they brought him back to his mom, who was raising him as a single mom. And he looked through the eyes of symbols. He was a meditator, a deep meditator. And he began to see in Bible writings, whether they were Judaic Christian, Hebrew literature. He was a student of the world's religions, really. He saw all of these writings and such in symbolic language. We call this metaphysics. And so he began to look at Jesus as this anointed one, this awakened one that came forth during this time with a flash, a revolutionary new understanding that which was called God in the Old Testament, the old writings, Hebrew literature, Lord, the Lord is my shepherd, became Father, our Father. This is profoundly different. And he was a teacher of great compassion and mercy, breaking through the social, political boundaries at the threat of death. Yeah? And there were these disciples that followed him, and Charles Fillmore saw in these disciples actually the power that is ours in the image and after, created in the image and after the likeness of God, as it says in the Old Testament, that we came endowed. We came here with all that we require to meet this experience. It could be a physical body experience that is so difficult, as it was for my husband this week, that he couldn't climb that ladder. It could be a mental confusion that is so perplexing that you feel like you can just barely do anything, right? It can be an emotional loss, apathy, grief, depression, being pressed down. It could be going into work for a corporation that really cares a less about you, right? It could be walking down the street and seeing trash. That why are we trashing this beautiful Pachamama? There's so much that we have to contend with. But we have all that we are going to require. And the spiritual power of will is a very interesting power to explore. And I wrote many of the features of what our Unity Worldwide Ministries Earth Care team created over a year ago called 12 Powers for Our Planet. So we took Charles's teachings of the 12 disciples and the 12 spiritual powers we are endowed with. And then we said, how does this work in creation? And when I was writing about will, I thought, wow, this is kind of challenging. But as I shared with you, everything is moving in the direction of life. And we can be encouraged by this. And so I want to share with you some encouragement that I find right here in Canada. As I was doing my research, that really just kind of moves us, beyond misery. And so I read that we have here something that passed, that was funded in this country, $300 million in Canadian funding for an Indigenous-led initiative involving 21 Indigenous nations. These are people from Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, where this is occurring, and they launched a landmark Indigenous-led conservation agreement that will protect nearly 380,000 square kilometers of land and water. Upwards of 2% of the Canadian landmass. Surely you know about this. No, this is so interesting. So because this is how it is now. We don't know. We catch in little pieces of news, and I want us to feel encouraged here in Canada. It's the Canadian land, but it's before the Canadians and before the humans. It is our land. It is our home. It is the creature's home. And we can be encouraged because there are those that are exercising their will for a higher purpose, so that the waters have a chance of being clean and clear. Where's Michael, who is just in northern Ontario, in an area where the waters are flowing clean and the air was clear. We want this for our children. I want to exercise our will in these ways to not only seek out news such as this. You know where I got this? There's a website called Nonviolence News, and it will send you stories from around the world that are happening. People are rising and blooming into what life wants to flourish through us now. Not just love that Jesus taught, but the bloom of love, which is we could be in nonviolent ways in our interdependence, and that we will dismantle what the mind has made that has led to all this destruction and division, and that we will rise up, and that we will have the tools and the weapons the Shambhala warriors require in this time. Do you know that there are mothers right now in other countries that are painting their doors purple? These are just radically creative ways, but this is the universe. This is what we're made out of. The scientists tell us that the best understanding of the universe isn't in the word random. This isn't random. And they say it is not in the word determined. It is not predetermined. They say that the best word for us to understand what we call God, universal goodness right now, is creative. Creative. Infinite, creative intelligence. I remember when I heard that description of that which we call God. That really spoke to me. Infinite, creative intelligence, because what the universe does very intelligently and with great creativity and diversity is it adapts. And we can adapt. We can adapt to news that's spinning out fear, right? Negativity, division. There's good news, friends. We can be encouraged. Do you know, I thought you would find this interesting. Sherry Mitchell, an author of the Penobscot Nation, which is in Maine, says that if we don't know what to do, she says, think about this. Use the 80-10-10 rule. Now, I want to just preface this. So if misery is working out of self-will, it's kind of like the little self. We used to talk about the little me. We had a little booklet for our children in Unity, the little me and the great me. You remember that one, Arlene? The little me and the great me. Because, see, we're really children in the universe right now. We didn't come along, but we've been around we're just a flash on the timeline of this universe. We're children. We're like children driving cars. And with self-will, I want to go do this right now. And then we're over here. And then, I got all these values about the earth, but I'm going to a concert. Thank you very much. And we're going to trash this whole field. We're all over the map like children. It's the little me with our self-will. And the great me, it is not I, but the Father that does the works through me. That's Christ awareness. There is the greater me, the greater you that is here. And that when we wonder what is ours to be and do and how to go about it, do I save the water? Do I save the oceans? Do I save the creatures? Do I work on air quality for our children? Do I pick up trash over here? Do I really make the commitment to quit using these plastic water bottles? You mean I'll have to remember something? I'll have to exercise my memory? Anyway. Friends, we have the great me. We have the great me that can help us know what to do right now. And we have amazing individuals to help us. When I think about Jesus, let me just go into Jesus before Sherry right here. When I think about what Jesus was doing as a Shambhala warrior, probably one of the most profound moments that are attributed to him is when he's in the Garden of Gethsemane. And this is to be really right before he's arrested by the Romans, right before he's pointed out by the Jewish leaders and said, well, just crucify him. and days before he's crucified. He's in a garden that is where olives were pressed. Gethsemane means pressed. They had these big presses to make oil. And the way that the authors in John report this, he's on the ground. He's flat on the ground. He's flat out at his bottom. But he says something. If this cup may pass, so be it. But not my will, thy will. What I want you to hear is that the translation around that word cup right there wasn't, if my life can be spared. It was, if my life can pass on, if it can continue for the well-being of others. Be like sharing your cup, your bowl with another, right? But even in that, great willingness to serve. His prayer is still, not my will, thy will. If there's any kind of takeaway for us about exercising will and mastering it as children of the universe, perhaps we could pray that prayer as we make decisions. Sherry Mitchell, as I said, advocates using an 80-10-10 rule to help us right now. She suggests we use 10% of our time and energy determining and educating ourselves on what is harming us. We got to be intelligent, you see? Infinite creative intelligence. Then she says, in other words, doing so, and then another 10% to stop the harm. Okay, so 10% to educate ourselves, and then 10% of our time, energy, efforts, dollars to stop the harm. This is the great unraveling, so we want to do the work, as difficult as it is, to, in fact, preserve as much as we can. To pay a little money, more money for paint that will not harm the earth as much. We do these things because we are dedicated with our will, right? Webster's dictionary says, will, defined, is the cessation of all debate. It is a clarity, right? And then Sherry says the last 80% is on envisioning and actively creating the world we wish to inhabit. So I invite us to go forward in that way, to learn, to grow, to study, to devote our time, our energy, and to do the exercise of the will. This afternoon, after we celebrate birthdays, you're invited from 12:30 to 2:30. I said when I was here last in May that I would introduce to you a mutual awakening meditative experience for the collective conscious intelligence. We are at a time where the collective conscious intelligence is rising and waking up. So that we devote our time in this way to the experience that helps us as we go forward to work with the self-will, to work with the little me. And friends, as I finish, to encourage us to encourage others. And I found these words, and they are perhaps the most encouraging words that I have found in a long time. And I believe it's worth spending one more minute, and then we'll meditate. These are the words of John Lewis. John Lewis went into politics, African-American man. He was a primary contributor and leader in the civil rights movement. The last book that he wrote before he passed on is called The Bridge, A Vision for Change in the Future of America. So I invite you, as we enter into the quiet, to hear these words as encouragement right now. To do what is ours to do, to exercise mastery with the the will of the universe for life to flourish. You can close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, or find a place to gaze if you feel sleepy today in this warm, sauna-ish environment. You are a light. You are the light. Never let anyone, any person, or any force dampen, dim, or diminish your light. Study the path of others to make your way easier and more abundant. Lean toward the whispers of your own heart. Discover the universal truth and follow its dictates. Release the need to hate, to harbor division, and the enticement of revenge. Release all bitterness. Hold only love, only peace in your heart, knowing that the battle of good to overcome evil is already won. Choose confrontation wisely, but when it is your time, don't be afraid to stand up, or speak out against injustice. And if you follow your truth down the road to peace and the affirmation of love, if you shine like a beacon for all to see, then the poetry of all the great dreamers and philosophers is yours to manifest in a nation, a world community, and a beloved community that is finally at peace with itself. Let us rest in that peace right now, friends, in the prayer of the heart. O beloved oneness that we call God, O thou of many names and thou of no name, if this cup, if this life may pass on and bless others, let it be so. Yet we pray, not my will, but thy will be done. Not my will, but thy will be done. Let's affirm that together. Not my will, but thy will be done. And so it is. It is so. And in the ancient language of Jesus, Amen, we plant this vision in the earth that it may grow.
Thank you, Kathy, for that wonderful talk. It's very encouraging, very. And mentioning the Shambhala prophecies, that's amazing. And you've encouraged us today to attain more wisdom, more insight. And I definitely think that our consciousness is rising quickly. The whole world, in spite of what we see. It's definitely. Thank you so much for that talk. It was full of wonderful information. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, I just wanted to say, too, when you said that Shambhala warrior, I thought, oh, we're all Shambhala warriors here today. Isn't that, thank you. Thank you for reminding us. And thank you to Adam for your beautiful music and your beautiful voice. You have such a beautiful voice. We were just saying that, Adam. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. And thank you, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, thank you for all you do. He does the live streaming and the PowerPoint. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
At this time, let us take to heart our vision, mission, and statement of being, which is shown on the screen.
So we have a global vision. Will you please speak it with me? Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
And we have a sacred mission. Will you please say that with me? We inspire and empower spiritual growth to awaken us and transform the world.
And we have a personal statement of being. Will you please say that with me? I am a dynamic center of the Christ light, mighty to unfold my good and radiate that good to all.
Now we have a few important announcements for you today. Remember, additional information about these and other classes and events can be found in our newsletter and on our Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor website.
And today we will be celebrating the birthdays of any of our Unity members that have a birthday in the month of August. Therefore, come join us in the second floor hospitality fellowship room for birthday cake immediately after the service. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Carol Ann and Michael Greaves, who are the ones that order and pick up that cake for us every month. Without them, we would have no cake. So let us eat cake. Thank you, guys. They do a lot more than that, too. They clean. They do all kinds of things, volunteer. Thank you so much, Carol Ann and Michael.
Thank you to them, for sure. Also today, right after the birthday celebration from 12:30 to 2:30 in the second floor classroom, Reverend Kathy Harwood Long will be facilitating a Learn Shop entitled Realigning Will for Healing. If you plan to attend the workshop, please put your name on the sign-up sheet in the hospitality fellowship room before starting to eat the cake.
No cake unless you sign up. All right, so next Sunday, August 24th, 2025, Reverend David Old will be back, and his talk title will be Effortless Abundance. And we all want that, don't we? Mm-hmm. So be there.
Our second annual nature retreat will be held on Saturday, September 6th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Holy Family Retreat House, located at 500 Oxley Beach Drive in Essex. The cost is only $65, and you must sign up online. This retreat is being organized by the Seminar Committee. So if you have any questions, please contact Annette Demers. Annette, if you are here, is Annette here?
Not today.
Okay. Oh,
Oh.
good. Okay.
Now, is that the only way? Can people give you cash to sign up, or it has to be an e-transfer? Do an e-transfer, has to be. Okay.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Marianne.
And I
Yes.
think that was wrong. The seminar, it's not the seminar committee, is it? It's the Earth Care Committee. I believe committee is putting it on. Yes, not the seminar committee. That's my mistake. Okay. Right.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
Thank you, Mariette. Okay. And then on Saturday, September 13th, which is Saturday, yes, from 9 to 12, Reverend Kathy Harwood Long will be returning. Yes, Kathy. And to facilitate the Council of All Beings experience, which is a powerful ritual and experiential practice rooted in deep ecology, designed to help participants reconnect with the living earth by stepping beyond their human identity and speaking on behalf of all other life forms. Looking forward to that, Kathy. Yes, you're going to say something? Let us know.
Macy and John Seed created a number of years ago, and it's been happening around the earth. It is a great one to bring friends to, children, like age 9 on up. It's very encouraging, and it's just really unique. I hope to seed it here, and that this ministry then will convene this every year, so that you will become a hub now for the reconnecting work that brings us into our heart. So encourage your friends to come, bring the children. All right, thank you.
That, yes. A reminder that Susan Favreau is available for prayer. I think I saw her.
Yep.
There she is.
There she
Yes,
is.
Thank you for raising your hand there. Right upstairs after our service.
Okay. All of our classes, programs, and services are made possible by the generous donations of your time, talent, and treasure. We are deeply grateful for all our volunteers and your financial support. Our heartfelt thanks for your continuous support. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you do, because this wouldn't work without any of you. Thank you.
Yes, and donating is simple. You just visit our website to explore the many easy ways we've created for you to contribute. Or use the donation box located at the chapel entrance, which is right over there, right in the foyer. For your prayers, love, time, presence, service, and support, we do thank you so much.
Now we invite you to stand up, and let's open our hearts and minds in gratitude as we close by speaking out loud or silently to ourselves our love offering blessing prayer, followed by the closing song, What a Wonderful World, and closing with the prayer of protection. So if you can join me in the prayer. Whoops, go down here. Divine love
In
me and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
One second, folks. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
The light of the love surrounds us.
We are light.
The love of the divine enfolds us.
We are love.
The peace of love fills us.
We are peace.
The power of love protects us.
We are power.
The presence of love watches over us.
We are presence.
Wherever we are, love is.
All is divine. Thank you for joining us today, and please join us upstairs in the second floor Hospitality Fellowship Room for coffee, tea, snacks, cake, laughter, and wonderful consciousness-raising conversations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. How was I? Is that okay? Oh.